Look at the comparison, the AP top 10 entering last week and this week. You had 4 of the top 10 lose. You had a couple who had to escape, Notre Dame and UCF. Both had to pull games out of the fire, and that is certainly to their credit. But here we are just over a week from the release of the first college football playoff rankings, and it sort of makes you wonder about teams who are on the outside starting to push. I want you guys to give me some thoughts as to why you think these teams can make it or can't, whichever one you feel strongest about. Let's start with Michigan. I think Michigan's ascending.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Michigan is on the rise. They have, I think, the toughest path to get to the college football playoff. But they have a great defense, and defenses travel. Today is going to be a big test. I'm still not 100% sold on the offense, though. So I'm kind of on the fence with Michigan. I have to see a lot from them today against Michigan State on the road.
Championship defense for sure. If you're asking me for the question mark, offensive line play. I mean, I know they run the football effectively, but I think they do it more by formation and shifts. I don't know if they're good enough on the offensive side of the ball because Ded's mentioned Penn State, Michigan State, Ohio State.
And then they may have to play, Wisconsin again, the championship game.
Yeah, a lot of challenges.
I completely agree. The offensive line, I think it's a little bit of a mirage because you look at the numbers and you say, wow, Michigan's really getting physical and running the ball. But when you really watch them, it's more about getting out on the perimeter with Higdon and Shea Patterson running with his own read and picking up huge yards. So it's a little bit misleading. And when they go to East Lansing today, when they go to Columbus, eventually Penn State, their offense has to continue to grow to give them a chance to match that defense, which will keep them in every game they play.
All right, Michigan's only loss was to Notre Dame. Notre Dame close against Pitt. You think you like Notre Dame's chances right now? Yeah, the schedule favors them.
Schedule looks really good. I do want to see them down the stretch here, though. I want to see their offensive line. If we want to keep this about offensive line, I want to see their offensive line with the injuries now up front. Can they push people around and be physical? Can they protect Ian Book? I think that's their biggest Achilles.
Alex Barr's injury at left guard was big because of the left side they lost last year to the NFL. I like them. I think that this is a team, they got a little scare last week against Pitt. I think that could be a wake-up call. I think this is a team that it's not necessarily, you look at their schedule, you think, oh, they're going to blow everybody out. They're going to get a test or two, maybe Syracuse, maybe SC late. But I like this Notre Dame team as far as who they have to play.
I like Notre Dame, too. I think Ian Book at the quarterback position, that was a great quarterback change by Coach Brian Kelly. They have a championship defense. I like Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame's on midterms, and historically, when they get there, they always have a zombie-like performance. All right, what about Texas?
Well, that was a pause.
That's a pause right there.
Here's my thing on Texas. I think the coming years with Tom Herman, they're going to be much better physically on the field than the team that they have right now. What you love about them is they're drinking that culture. They're believing in the mojo of who this team is. But as far as just talent, you're going to roll the talent out and compare them to some of these other teams. I don't think Texas is quite there yet.
I'm not buying Texas right now. I think Texas is a year away. I think their defense is getting much better. Offense is starting to really understand what Coach Herman wants them to do, and they're starting to click a little bit, but I don't buy them this year. I think they're a year away.
Sam Ehlinger injury is huge because this is not and it's his throwing shoulder, one, but two, the most important component of this offense is his feet. It's his physical.
Exactly.
They don't have a physical offensive line that mauls you. He is the big physical workhorse. Now he's got a ding shoulder, and he's got to throw with that shoulder. That, to me, for Texas, that's not good for the stretch.
They say they've got a ton of confidence in Shane Buechele, though, who's played a lot for Texas.